Continuing our team coverage, we're taking a closer look at Krystal Kenney's involvement in bringing this case to a close. She cut that deal with prosecutors, a felony evidence tampering charge, in exchange for her detailed description of how Frazee carried out that murder plot. News 5's Katie Blaze continues our coverage. Katie, we heard from DA Dan May. We heard it at the top saying, very difficult thing to do, but it was key in getting justice for Kelsey and her family.
Yeah, Rob, that's right. A tough call, and Dan May said he, quote, made a deal with the devil. But it happened in order to get full cooperation from Kenney. I spoke with local attorney Stephen Longo today for some critical analysis of the verdict.
I think it's very difficult, especially when it goes really against everything that they want to do as officers of the court and the oath they take to prosecute crimes against people facing charges.
A difficult decision for prosecutors to make when it came to cutting a plea agreement with Krystal Kenney, the woman who admitted to helping Patrick Frazee clean up after Kelsey Barrett was brutally beaten to death.
I think what they recognized in this case was that making that deal was the only way they were going to seal a conviction against Patrick Frazee.
Especially when a lot of the evidence was circumstantial.
Whether it was high velocity blood splatter or jailhouse notes. And when you're dealing with circumstantial evidence, what you're trying to do is still really take a puzzle and piece it together so that the jury can still see the big picture.
But another piece of the puzzle is where Barrett and Frazee's daughter Kaylee will end up.
We forget about there's a really big human element involved.
Kaylee currently in the temporary custody of Kelsey's parents, but Frazee's conviction giving them the upper hand, Longo believes, in getting permanent custody.
There's parents who have to go on with life without their daughter. There's a child who has to grow up without her mother. So I think it's a very good narrative, and I think it's obviously going to help them in making sure they get custody of their granddaughter.
Longo also said the speed with which this case moved forward really an oddity, wrapping up almost to the day to when Kelsey was last seen last year. He says that's because all the evidence surrounded by the testimony of one individual who gave the particulars of who, what, when, where, and how things happened. Always watching out for you, Southern Colorado. Katie Blaze, News 5.